Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video for ink road stamps and I'm going to be doing some mixed media. So off camera I went ahead and trimmed this white cardstock down and matted it on this beautiful rainbow color paper from Vicky Bouton, and I went ahead and gessoed it with white gesso as well, since I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of mixed media. Now, I am not going to keep all of this in the video, otherwise this video is already long. It would have been like, oh my gosh, this layout took me an hour and a half to complete, which is a really long time for me. Usually my layouts take me anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes. So I'm taking this stencil with some light and fluffy modeling paste from the Crafters Workshop, and the stencil from my stash, and I'm randomly putting it on the layout. Now, I am not going all the way to the edge because I don't want you to see where the stencil starts and ends. I just want it to be randomly all over the place. So I did cut a lot of that out just because it took me forever. And so now comes the fun part. This stuff is Ken Oliver's Liquid Metals and Metallic Rose. It's so pretty, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is the first time that I've actually used it. I only have 2 of these. I got these at a local scrapbook store and so pretty. So I'm going to dry in between colors, and then I'm spraying if it's a spray, and then hitting it with some water and moving it around with a paintbrush if I need to. And you can see all of that gorgeous texture there from the modeling paste. And I'm going to go ahead and let it drip. So I decided over here when the yellow dripped that I was like, I really like the way that looks. So we're going to go ahead and do that here as well. So now I'm going to move on to drying, and then I'll move on to the next color, which is blue. I just pulled some from my stash. I didn't pull green because I knew the blue and the yellow, if they mixed at all, it would give us a little bit of green, and it did a little bit, but you really can't see it that much. So this blue is from Lindy's Stamp Gang. The yellow was from Shimmers. I have so many random mists in my stash. So this Lindy Stamp Gang mist is so old. I've had it for probably 6 or 7 years. The sprayer does not work on it anymore. So what I did was just take the nozzle out, and just kind of like you would with splatters, but just kind of drop them there. And then I'm using the paintbrush now because I felt like that worked a whole lot better. And then spray it with my water and let it drip. Let the prettiness just go. It is super pretty, and I'm kind of just dabbing up the extra with a paper towel so it doesn't get too much, and so it doesn't get too crazy. Next, I'm going to move on to the color purple. Now, I had a really, really light purple. It was from Perfect Pearls, and I don't like it. You barely could see it, like, at all. You'll see here in just a second. See how light that is compared to the other vibrant colors? It wasn't working. So I pulled out my Delusions in Crushed Grape, and that stuff is super bright, and it has made the layout. Like, like I said, I'm going to cut some of this out just because the video would be so long, but I'm going to go back over it, and you just go back over, spray with water, hit it with your heat tool, dab up the extra. It's just kind of a back and forth process of how you want it. Now you can see that I went over that purple quite a bit. I went back over it with the paintbrush with just the actual mist. And then I did the same thing with the pink. I went over it a little bit more as well to add some more. And I kind of wish that I would have done some more yellow at the top, but I didn't, so it's okay. So the photo that I'm documenting is from my retreat this past spring. And it's me and one of my besties, Amanda. She sat beside me at the retreat, and she's got coffee in her hand, and she's sticking her tongue out, and I'm looking like, what the heck? Like, you're crazy. Which she is, and she knows it, and it's okay because I'm crazy too. We work well together. So that is the photo, and I'm just doing a couple layers behind it. I really, to be completely honest, I don't do a ton of embellishing here. Like I said, this video is so long. This is like a long video for me to be doing a voiceover for. 16 minutes and 41 seconds, y'all. That's long. But yeah, I love the way the mixed media looks. I haven't done mixed media in quite some time, so it was fun to play with my mists and get my mixed media on. So I have this little bit of that iridescent vellum paper from I don't know if that's a thing, vellum, from the Vicki Boutin Color Kaleidoscope collection. That is what I'm using papers and embellishment wise. And yeah, so I put that behind as one of the layers, and dun dun dun, now I'm pulling out this the Memory Misty. Y'all, I will be doing a review on this at the end of the month. I want to use it for a good while to make sure that it's an honest review for y'all. But so far, I've used it 3 or 4 times, and while I'm doing this voiceover, this video is actually going up at the end of the month as well. So it's the beginning of the month right now when I'm doing the voiceover. But so far, I really love it, you guys. Like, completely honest, I really love it. It's just so easy that you can just throw your scrapbook layout in there and just stamp. Like, I had to go over that several times because I do have gesso on the page, and you're going to want to be careful if you gesso your page and then you ink or you stamp, because it will stay wet for a little while. So I definitely wanted to be careful with that. So that stamp set says ugh, as if, whatever. It's from the Clueless stamp set from Inkroad Stamps. It's actually called whatever, but it's based on the movie Clueless. If you're a 90s kid, then you know that movie. So I just felt like that was perfect for the title. Ugh, as if, whatever. Like, that's what our faces look like. We're just like, ugh. So it was perfect. And then up here, I am using the same stamp set. But this stamp says Stampin' with My Homies, because, I mean, I was there with friends. And we were just all having a good time, and so Stampin' with My Homies, that was awesome. So Inkroad Stamps just has some really fun, really just great stamps. Like, I just love them so much. So I was going to try to use this one. It says, I love you more than, I think that's what it says. Let me make sure. This is from the I Arted stamp set, and it says, love you more than pattern paper, fussy cutting, sequins, glitter, washi tape, stickers, and stamps. But it was too big for what I was going for here, and I had so much texture paste on this layout that I didn't have anywhere to put it. Even at the bottom right hand where you can't see because there's no mist, there is texture paste because I stenciled down there as well. So I'm going to get the Misty back out of the, no, I'm getting the Misty out of the way because I'm done using it for now. So I'm going to put the photo up on craft foam. I'm not going to make you guys sit through this whole process because it was a lot. Yeah, because I'm trying to use up some of my like strips of craft foam, the scraps, I guess. So I decided to bring the photo down quite a bit because I really didn't want to cover up all of that beautiful mixed media that I did with the photo. So I'm pulling out my favorite inks ever, Catherine Polar in Flirty Fuchsia. This one is one of my favorite colors, and I'm using the Chin Up Buttercup stamp set, and I'm using some of those buttercup flowers in several different places. And at first I thought, well, that's going to be it. Just those two is good. And then I decided to bring two more in different places just for some added texture, I guess. And the next thing that I do, I have no idea what I'm going to do next. I'm watching just like you guys. Yeah, I seriously am. Oh, okay. So I'm pulling out the ephemera from the Vicky Bouton Color Kaleidoscope collection. That was a mouthful. And I'm going to try to figure out what I want to use. So I pulled out this cloud. It's blue and it's got words on it, like scripty kind of words. And I was like, ooh, I could totally do the tone on tone ephemera and put the die cuts with the color of the mixed media, and that will be fun. So I kind of decided to do that. I've seen a lot of scrapbookers do that. So this was in my head because I saw it other places. But yeah, so that's what I decided to do. And right now I am just looking through the ephemera and trying my best to find something purple. You guys, there was like nothing in this collection, that in the ephemera pack, that was just purple that I actually wanted to use here with this. So I have some older Click Kits vellum hearts. And so there's purple and pink in that. And so I decided to pull those out and kind of mix them with some of the hearts from the ephemera pack. And I'm going to use my tiny attacher to staple those together. I forget that I have the tiny attacher, you guys. I used to use that thing all the time. But recently it's almost like I forgot about it. It's like I forgot that I had it. Do you guys have any tools in your stash that you used to use a whole bunch and then you didn't use them for a while, and then you bring them back and you're like, I really miss this. That was me with the tiny attacher. I'm so glad that I have started using it again, because I love it. I love the texture that it adds. I love the look that it adds, and I like it so much. So yeah, I actually haven't even done that yet. Haven't stapled anything down, and I've already told you guys all about it. So this huge die cut that says colorful, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to kind of put it over top of the picture. And since the photo is up on foam, craft foam, I needed to put some dimension behind the part that's hanging off of the picture. So I went ahead and did that. And then these Shelly bows from Ink Road Stamps are so freaking cute. So I pulled one of the purple ones, since we're on the purple side over here, and I put it at the end of the L, kind of the loop, to make it look like she has a little bow there. And I am going to pull out some of the flowers from the die cuts, and I'm going to end up using this yellow flower, but I'm going to cut it in half and use half on the left hand side and then half of it on the bottom. You'll see here in just a second. That is one way that I love to use my flowers. I just feel like I get so much more out of them, and they're just easier to tuck when they're cut. I feel like when they're super big, like these are, they're just hard to tuck behind your photos and behind your layers. So that is what I did. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of that down, and then glue down the orange flower kind of in between those. So that is what I'm doing. Maggie just woke up from her nap, my new puppy. So she is now sitting in my lap until I can get this video voiceovered, and then I can take her out to go potty. So if you hear her, that's what that is. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that I Arted stamp set, and I'm going to pull out the stamp that says On the Road to, and then it has recovery, but it's slashed out. And then underneath it, it says the craft store. And so I'm going to kind of put that underneath the photo because, you know, Amanda's usually good at not spending money when we go to the craft store. She'll buy like a piece of paper or a pack of stickers. And I'm like leaving the craft store with a buttload of stuff. But the last time we went to the craft store together, I think I finally broke her and she actually bought some things. So that was fun. So now I'm going to pull out some of the gems from Ink Road Stamps. And in the different colors. So I have some blue ones and I have some pink ones. And this pack right here actually has pink and purple, which is perfect. The only color that I don't have is yellow. So there will be none on the yellow. But I'm going to go ahead and go through and pull out the ones that I want, and I'm going to put 2 on each color, and then that is going to be my layout for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Don't forget the Ink Road stamps will be linked below so you guys can check them out and get your hands on these adorable stamp sets, as well as the Shelly bows and the flat back gems. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Bye!